Good evening. Um, I hope you are all doing well and catching up after the holiday last Monday. I wanted to do just a quick check-in to let you know that all of the discussion responses, the reading responses have been graded. If you have any questions or if you planned on adding any additional responses, please email me and let me know, and I'd be happy to go back in and take a read and take a look. Please also remember that there is one graded discussion post, and although you're adding although there are prompts in the other portions of the cycle where the articles and the videos are shared and you're commenting there, those sections are not graded. There's only one section that is graded. So just want to make sure that that's really clear and that you understand there's one graded post. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to include with this video a letter from Charlotte, who I believe is on vacation at the moment. So she gave her response to you in a lovely letter that acknowledges a lot of the points that you made in the discussion threads this week. And she points it all out very beautifully and eloquently. So I'm going to include that here with the video. So I hope that you are able to take time and read through that. I was also able to include the science nuggets for this week, and I mentioned that because many of you connected quite a bit to the Van Meeteren and Zan article, and there are links to videos to extend that work and learning a little bit. So those are there. If you have time to check them out, I would encourage you to do so. There's also a YouTube video of the Strand Beast, which is briefly noted in the robotics video. And they created a prototype or a sample or their own version of the original pieces that were created. So I wanted to give you this video for context so that you could see the original, and it's beautiful. It's very relaxing and peaceful and calming to watch the originals. So if you have a chance, take a look at that. There's also some other fun, interesting things in there with capital blocks and color mixing that were based on some of the hands-on experiences that were submitted last summer. But I went ahead and left them in there just because it's fun, interesting information. So those are there. And if you have any questions or comments, it's posted as a discussion, so you're welcome to comment there too. You're also welcome not to comment. It's all supplementary. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to say. I've been thinking a lot about your conversations surrounding art and art helping to make STEM more accessible. And I know that some of us have shared experiences surrounding STEM not being necessarily accessible to us in our own learning experiences growing up and in school. I share those same experiences as well. And in my own journey, learning about STEM, I realized that my understanding of what science, technology, engineering, and math was not accurate. I had this idea that it was up here in this very heady space, somewhere that was beyond my reach, where I couldn't touch it at all. And it took some time, but I realized that it is accessible. I do access it daily. I use it daily, think about it daily. but I just didn't have the language or the understanding that I was using it. So as I learned more and took on more language, I realized that it was a lot more accessible than I thought it was, and that it was important for me to acknowledge that I was accessing it. And I'll be honest, when I see the A included and I see it say STEAM, I kind of bristle a little bit. Not because I don't love art. I love art. It's everywhere. My husband was an artist. My child is an artist. I'm an artist. It's not that I don't have a love of art or have that as a strong language for me, but I've developed a love for the languages STEM as well. And I want you to realize that you have access to those languages too. And you are already using them, and the children are already using them too. And they don't need art to help them access STEM languages. Many children are already coming to us using the languages of STEM. And sometimes we miss it because we haven't had the opportunity to really engage in STEM languages. And so I'm hoping that through your work in this course, through the readings, through the dialogue, through the experiences, that it becomes more accessible to you and that you feel more comfortable. Somebody commented, and I can't remember who, but somebody commented that when they were watching something, a wall immediately went up and that it slowly started coming down. And I felt that so much because I know that wall well, and I'm so glad to hear that it was coming down. But I was reflecting a lot just on this piece of art in there, and thinking a lot about some of the readings from the first week, specifically Robin Wall Kimmerer, when she poses that question of, to her counselor, why, when he asks, why do you want to be a botany student? And she says, because I want to understand why goldenrods and asters look so beautiful together. And he says, well, that's not botany, but sure, you can come on in. Of course it's botany, of course it's science. It's a science question. It's a science question that incorporates beauty in it, and science is beautiful. It's not an art question, it's a science question. And I think it's important for us to acknowledge that science is beautiful, and technology and engineering and math are beautiful. And the language that we use surrounding those topics can incorporate beauty and can be different. I guess I'm feeling strongly that I want us to redefine what that means and make it more accessible to all of us. I don't know. I've just been reflecting a lot on that. I have some comments that some of you made, and the one that stood out for me, that was connecting to the thought process I had, was from Akshaya. The scope of being literate and proficient in these various languages and how this proficiency helps us communicate. And I thought that was really meaningful, and I connected to that a lot, especially thinking about the languages of STEM and really trying to become proficient in those languages, and comfortable in them in a way that's meaningful for ourselves. Lindsay mentioned naming of the phases and processes. Sarah mentioned messing versus ideate and prototype. And I think that these are all languages that just become part of our STEM language. So Nora said embracing the process rather than getting stuck in the content. And I thought that was really a fabulous comment, because I think we can get stuck in the content. We end up, design thinking ends up becoming which process is your favorite, which is fair. There, everybody has a favorite process, and deciding whether or not we need to have the steps in sequential order or whether we're going back and forth with them. And I think that just knowing and understanding that there isn't one right or wrong way, that everybody's going to approach different problem solving situations in different ways, and that there are multiple ways to approach a problem for everyone, it is powerful. So just some things that I'm thinking about. I'm going to stop there because my last video was very long and I want you to be able to focus on what you're doing for the rest of this week and leading into next week. I will come back with another video after I've gone through the other components for this week. I just wanted to do a quick check-in. Component 4, I believe, was due today. So I will be looking forward to reading through component 2, 3, and 4 for this cycle. I am probably going to be doing that on Friday and this weekend. So there will be another video from me kind of giving feedback on that again this weekend. So hoping that I kept this short and sweet and just to check in. And again, there's a lovely letter from Charlotte to all of you highlighting a lot. And so I left that to her because she really did do a fabulous job highlighting a lot of the really amazing things that you discussed in your reflections. As always, if you have any questions, send me an email. I'm here. Hope you are all doing well. I know some of you are traveling, so I hope your travels are safe. And I will see you soon.